Smoked weed, done cocaine, done crystal meth.
Crystal meth.
I've done crack.
Wow.
Yep. I've been down the rabbit hole.
Wow.
But while I can sit here today and look back and I got to experience all of these drugs and the state of mind I was in, that Special K, like it's all like more coming back to me now. That's why it was easier to name off the ones that I didn't use.
I see.
Right?
Damn, yeah.
Listen, I went down the rabbit hole, and when I say, I made a post just yesterday about how the gym saved my life, because do you understand? Like,
I saw when you were skinny.
Exactly. Yeah.
Still kind of muscular though.
I've got great genetics.
Yeah.
And that spells it right there. I had great genetics, but I was working out. I was super active, ride my bike every day for hours. So anyways.
But that's when you were a crackhead.
Literally. shortly before.
Sorry. I'm fucking with you. No, okay, so I like this. So when were you like, fuck all this? When you found your coach and you started taking it serious?
So this friend I'm speaking of, and out of respect, I'm not going to mention his name, but
fair, yeah.
He ended up getting addicted to crystal meth, becoming homeless, and to this day, as far as I know, he still is. And I saw once that happened, once he literally like lost his apartment, he lost his girlfriend, and he lost his job, and I was going down the same path that he was. That was a reality shock. Okay, wait, if I keep doing this, I'm going to be in the same position as him, if not worse.
Yeah.
Right? This needs to stop, like, now. So that's why I decided to pick my poison. And my poison I chose over party drugs was steroids.
Yeah.
Right?
I ask you about it.
Exactly. So when I was 17, going on 18, I made a cold turkey decision to quit going out. Right, quit partying. And funny enough, like 16, 17, you're not even legally old enough to go out. But he was working in security, so he got me in most places.
Yeah.
And anyways, I made that decision to go cold turkey and stop doing drugs, stop ruining my life, But it's almost a blessing in disguise that this happened so much earlier in my life than maybe for some others, right? And I saw that where I was going was where he was going. So I made that decision, went on steroids, and that's when I started taking powerlifting seriously. Now, I didn't know how far I can get until I met my coach, but I would slowly but surely start comparing myself to other greats in the sport of powerlifting, like Pete Rubich, Chris Hickson, Eric Lillibridge, for example. They were my idols in the sport.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, look, they're doing this at this age, so by the time I'm their age, I can maybe be where they're at, if not better. So I saw potential in myself. But I didn't know how to really get there. I was close, but I didn't know how to get there, if not surpass it. So that's when I met my coach, and he figured the rest out.
It wasn't just like one day you were sitting and looking at like two different options, and you were like steroids, crack. It wasn't like that, right? It wasn't just like it wasn't like press a button. Like, how did the actual transition go? Because you weren't just standing there being like, I'm going to hit crack one more time, or I'm going to take testosterone, right?
Exactly.
Like, what was the real transition? Was it like, you're like, okay, I'm stopping this, and you're like, okay, I want to stop this because you don't want to be like that guy, obviously, like you said. You don't want to go down that path. And then how soon after were you like, steroids, or who introduced you to them?
So that same person introduced me to them.
Oh, well, he was doing everything. Wow.
This guy is a machine.
Holy shit.
He was doing everything.
Surprised that guy's alive.
Crystal meth. Yeah, he's a machine. And
wow.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It just goes to show like what the human body can handle.
So you weren't already taking drugs. You weren't already taking steroids, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to stop this. You were just like, oh, this is also something I can do.
That's right. Exactly. And the idea of it always was appealing because he was on steroids and he was super strong. He was huge. I wanted to be big. I wanted to be strong, right? And being that I was already on these drugs that are no doubt worse than steroids, of course. Right? I saw it as, you know what? Look, this is where I started discovering these powerlifters, as I mentioned earlier, Pete Rubich, et cetera.
Got you.
I started realizing, you know what? I could get where they're at, in just a few short years, but not partying like I am right now.
Yeah.
And I saw what it was doing to my best friend. So it was it was an ultimatum. It was an ultimatum. I decided, look, if I'm going to do steroids, I'm going to stop doing this. It wasn't like I'm going to do steroids and I'm going to do this. Because even at that age, I wasn't a complete idiot. I knew like my heart's going to be in a major compromise.
Yeah.
Doing X, Y, and Z, partying, drinking, drugs, and steroids. And it's just like ridiculous. This is at a time too, I was taking 6-7 scoops of pre-workout. Like I was just addicted to stimulants.
Holy fuck.
I was taking everything to 11. Everything to 11. And and yeah, so I chose my poison. I picked my poison.
Yeah. That's smart, man.
Is it?
Yeah, you picked the right poison, dude. You picked the right poison. I mean, look, listen, I'm not saying like one's better than the other, but at the same time, like you made a clear decision to try to at least get better for sure. Because actually, you know what? Fuck that. One is better than the other. I'm just gonna call it what it is. It's a much better option than the former.